Boys and girls, how many of you like to help mom or dad in the kitchen and to cook and to bake? All right, Shelby always loves to be in the kitchen with me. And when she was younger and I was first teaching her how to cook and bake, I would say, Shelby, I need a cup of oil or I need half a cup of milk. And she learned early on how to measure the right ingredients. So today I'm so excited we get to make Measurement Man. Now to me he looks like a robot, but he's still Measurement Man. So after you make Measurement Man, you can put him on your refrigerator, and anytime you need to know how many cups or pints or quarts you need, you can look at it and you can see what you need. So Measurement Man, or you can refer to him as Liquid Measures Man. So we're going to make him together. The first step is to take this page, and of course you have your supplies in front of you. You should have everything that I have. Remember, we always leave the instruction page close by in case you get stuck, so it's off to the side. Now, you're going to need to fold the paper. We're doing something we haven't done before. This is called layered cutting. Layered cutting. It's cutting two things at the same time to save you time. So if you look very closely right here on the two arms, you'll see a dotted line running right down the middle. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold on that dotted line. Now the best way that I have found to do it is to pinch. So I'm just going to pinch right there. Try to get that dotted line right there in the center. Now normally we've put edge to edge and we fold the paper in half, but that won't work because as you see, we're only going to be going part way across. So you are creasing your paper right there on that dotted line. You can pinch it all the way down. I'm pinching lightly to make sure it's right there in the center, very carefully. You can take your paper and lay it down and pinch, but you want to get it as close on that dotted line as possible. And then once you think you have it, you can crease it with your finger. So you're just folding it. Now notice which way I folded it. I folded it back toward the back. So I folded it back like that. All right, so let me undo mine and show you again, just as another reminder. Here's your picture. You're taking this side and you're folding it toward the back like that. All right, and you're creasing it. We haven't cut yet. You're just folding it right there. And if you want to, you can always take your paper and lay it down. That way you can see the dotted line going across. So you're just creasing it. Once you got a nice fold, just crease it very carefully. And then you're ready for the next step. So let me see how you did. You folded it toward the back. Let me help you, Layla, because you got to get it right on that fold. Because if you don't, you might miss part of the arms. So let's get it right there on the fold. There you go. That's better. See? Now it's right there on the fold. Let me see. Hold it up so I can see. Okay, you haven't cut anything yet. We just creased it. You got to fold it to the back. That's where you were missing it, Kai. Got to fold it to the back. See, you almost had it. You just went the wrong direction. Let me see. Just fold it. You did it right. Just get it right there on the edge. All right, Journey, let me see yours. Okay, you're off the track a little bit. Let me help you. So just check to make sure you got it right on that black line. Creasing it. There you go. That's better. Let me see. You folded it the wrong direction. Let me help you. See? You got to fold it on the black line. See this black line where it's dotted? That's where you have to do it. See? Now you've got that dotted line all creased. Good. Let me see. Yeah, you did it. You got it right on the fold. You just went off a little bit on the edge. All right, there you go. Just had to adjust a little bit. Good. All right. Now, I told you we have this new method of cutting called layered cutting. So now what you're going to do, yours looks like mine, students watching. All right, you're going to keep it folded. You're not going to unfold it. Down here at the very bottom, you see this black line where we normally would cut? We need to get this white piece off. So you can cut with me At the same time, again, it's still folded. I have not unfolded it. We're cutting between 2 layers of paper. And I'm just walking on that black line until I passed it. So I just have my little white piece of paper sticking out like that. It's as far as I'm going. When you see that little scissor icon, you stop. Now turn your paper this way. You see this long black line coming up here between his arm and the robot's body, or measurement man's body. You're going to walk your scissors on that black line, nice and straight, all the way up. Your paper's still folded. Can you feel it? Can you feel how you're cutting between 2 layers of paper? Because that's going to help you to save some time. You don't have to unfold it and cut twice. Now, I've gotten right to his hand. Are you in the same place I'm at? See how I kept it folded? All right, so once you get to his hand, just turn your paper and go around that black line. This is what we're used to doing, cutting off the white part all the way around his hand, all the way up till you're all the way to the very end, and you're going to snip off that little corner. I'll put the rest of his body down. So now you have the arm. And because you kept it folded, you already have the 2 pieces. Now, don't unfold yours, but I'm going to show you what happened. Because we folded it, we were able to trim off the white part at one time. So make sure it's still folded. Now, so you should have this piece, and you should have his body, his head and his chest specifically, and his feet. So we're going to put that part right up here. We're going to do that later. So everyone with me? You got this part so far? All right, good job, students watching. Now, it's folded, correct? Still folded. So what we're going to do, don't unfold it, turn his arm this way. You see the black lines running across? We're going to walk on those black lines, and when you do, you're going to get to the end, and then his hand is separate. So you can lay that down. Then you're coming to this part that says 1 quart. You're just going to walk on the black lines. It's still folded, isn't it? So you're cutting between 2 layers of paper, and you're just going to cut on all the black lines. Keep cutting. You're taking pieces off, just like that. And there you have it. Now, when you're done and you've cut across the black lines, you should have 5 sections left. All right, let me show you mine. And they're still folded. So I have all 5 of my sections. Do you have yours? Good. Now here's the next part. I think some of you are just on your last one. Now what you're going to do is unfold all of those, and remember the dotted line? You're going to walk on that dotted line where you had folded it originally, and you're going to separate them. So now you have 2 hands, because every robot needs 2 hands, doesn't he? All right, so make a pile of your 2 hands. Those say cups. Then I'm taking my next one. I just picked up the next one. I'm separating. I'm walking on that dotted line. So now I have 2 that say 1 quart. I'm going to put the quarts in a pile. And here's another one that says 1 quart, 1 quart. I'm cutting those right on the dotted line. So now I have 4 that say 1 quart. And I'm going to put those up here because I don't want to lose them. So here are the 4 that say 1 quart. And then I've got my 2 that say a cup. Put those right there. Now I've got 2 more. I unfolded them. Are you working with me? You're cutting on that dotted line. All right. And then you've got 2 that say pint. And then you've got another one that says pint. So now you have 4 that say 1 pint. Correct? Let me get my other clip. So now we have all of our pieces. We have the cup, the quart, and the pint. Got those? How many of you are following directions? You're staying right with me. I'm so proud of you. Now, if you have your pieces like I have mine, go ahead and lay them in piles so they're separated. You've got a pile of cup, pile of quart, and a pile of pint. All right. Now, if you followed all those steps, your next step is to cut out the robot's feet. And all you're going to do, we're used to this, you're just going to walk on your black lines, and I'm going to cut off all the white part. See how I'm going around his feet? I'm coming up this black line. I want to get that white square out, because we don't need that white square that's right there. So just walk all the way around on your black lines. Now the white part is getting ready to fall. So there's that little white part, don't need that one. And then I'm walking all the way around. I'm cutting off all the white part. Smile if you're with me. Good, just walking all the way around. And students watching, this is fun. You just get to work on cutting nice straight lines all the way up. Want to get that white part off. Make your lines very straight. Now I'm going up the robots. I like to call him a robot. He looks like one. All the way up the side of his body. Now I'm going up here. Still walking on the black line. Now, you don't want to separate his head from his body. There's no black line going across his neck. So we're keeping his head with his body. We are going to remove the feet in just a minute because that's not where they really go. They're just attached so we can cut them out. So I'm up here by his head, going around the side of his head. Nod your head if you're with me. You're in the same spot I am? Oh, good for you. Okay, so now we're going up his head, all the way around. Just cutting on those black lines. There we go. Turn your paper as you go. There we are. Now I'm almost to where I started at, so my white part is going to fall off. Then I'll have a nice pile for my trash. Always put your trash in one place so you can throw it away when you're done. Now, so his head is still attached to his body. Kai, you can sit down and finish. So you're going to keep his head and his body attached. Those aren't separated, but we do need to take his feet off. All right? So you can cut round that black line, let one foot, oh, there went his foot on the floor, and then get his other foot off just by walking on that black line. Now, the feet say cup, right? So we can take those and we can put them together because they say cup. So you can put the feet in a spot. And then I have his head, and there's his head and his body attached. So if you have cut well, this is what you should have in front of you. Now, students watching, your on-site teacher is going to come around now, and she's going to punch holes, because if you notice on his body, there are holes right there that we need to punch, and there's also holes on the quart. So there's little gray dots right there. So your on-site teacher will punch the holes for you, and then we'll go to our next step. Students watching, now that you have your holes punched, we're going on to our next step. So what you need to do again is have all your pieces in a pile. We're starting with the pint ones. So pick up one pint, and you'll notice at the very top it says quart. Right there, it's gray. It's got a gray dotted line. So what you're going to do is put a nice thin line of glue right there where it said quart on the 1 pint one. So you have the one that says 1 pint, 1 pint, all right? Then you need to take one of your quarts, all right? So you put glue right there. Now you're going to take one of your quarts and you're going to lay it right on top of where it said quart, just like that. And you line it up with that dotted line, and you just tap it, push it down. So make sure it's straight. Mine was a little crooked, so I had to adjust it. So there you have your first one. You just put glue on the pint one where it said quart. It was very light, it was a gray color, and then you put the quart right on top of its own word. So that's one of them, all right? So now we're going to do it with the other one. So if you missed it, I'm going to do it again. You can do it with me. So you've got one of the ones that says a pint. It says 1 pint. And then get one that says a quart. That's one that's got the hole in it. So I'm going to put that right here so I don't lose it. All right, so you're taking the pint one where it says quart. You're going to put glue right there. Then take the one that says quart, that's got the hole in it, and again, you're just going to put quart right on top of what it said and where it said quart. Just going to put that right there and tap it down, and it should dry. So see, it matches the other one. 1 quart on top of the pint one. So I'm just going to put those together. Keep your piles all stacked together, and we get to do it again. We have to keep doing it till we have all 4 of them done. So here we go again. There's the one that says 1 pint, and it has a dotted square, rectangle actually, and it says quart in the middle. Then you're going to take your quart one, put it right on top. So the hole is toward the top because you're going to need the hole later. And then you have another one. So that's part of his arm. All right, so we're going to put that one over there. And then we're going to do it again. This will be our last one. All right, so there we go again. How many of you already done? You just kept going. I'm so proud of you. You said, Ms. Chappell showed me one time. I know what to do. So I'm just going to go with it. All right, so there's my 4th one. All done. There's that one. All right, so I'm going to put them all over here in one pile so I don't lose them. Now what we need to do is put the hands on 2 of them. Kai, you can go ahead and have a seat. All right, so that way you can work better. So now you need one of the hands. And do you see where it says pint? Right up there above the cup. See, you got the hand, it says 4 cups. Where it says pints in that gray rectangle, you're going to put glue again. And then you're going to take one of the ones we just did, and the part that says pint, you're going to put right on top of the word pint. So when you're finished, it looks like this. You got his hand, and then you've got 2 pints and 1 quart at the top. See how I did that? You're basically putting the word pint on top of the word pint, but lining it up in that rectangle. So there's his complete arm. Now you have 1 more hand left, right? Oh, right hand. All right, so then you're going to do this again, same thing we just did. On the hand, it says pint at the top in that little gray rectangle. You're going to take one of the ones we already did that say quart and pint, put the pint one on top of the word pint, and line it up. So there you have his arm, complete with his hand. So you think, Ms. Chappell, I have 2 more. Where do they go? Well, you also have 2 feet. So we're going to do the same thing, but these are not part of his arm anymore. They're going to be his leg. All right? So you take the foot. All right? So where it says pint in that gray rectangle, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put pint on top of that gray rectangle, and then you have his leg and his foot. Complete, just like that. Then you can put that with his arm, and then we're going to do it one more time. We are so efficient today. So take his foot again, where it says pint, put that long line of glue, and put pint on top. And whoops, mine slid. Hope yours didn't slide. There we go, line it up. And then you have his 2 legs and his 2 arms. That is complete. Now, here's your next step. This won't take long at all. So I know some of you are putting on your last bit of glue. On the other side of your instruction page, you are given some examples of faces for your robot, Measurement Man. All right, so I'm going to move mine over here. Now, you can use one of these examples. You can copy it yourself, or you can do your own design. And I'm going to do my own design. So I'm just coming up here. I'm going to draw an oval and another oval standing up. And then I'm going to draw a half moon. I'm going to color in the bottom part right there. Going to give an eye. Whoop, that went the wrong way. There you go. An eyebrow up there. And that's his nose. It's already there. And I'm going to make him happy. So I'm just going to give him a happy smile. There he is. That's all you have to do. If you want to be a little more elaborate, you can with his expression. That's not a problem. Now, what you want to do before you finish your project, or maybe you want to make that your last thing, you do want to turn him over, and on the back where his head is, you put your name, and you can put your measurement man's name. Think of a name for him. You can put it right there on the back of his head. All right? Now it's time to put them all together. So your on-site teacher, students watching, your teacher has given you a brad. So it's this little metal instrument. And of course we want to put his legs at the bottom, but you want to make sure his feet are going the right direction. So I'm going to make sure that his feet match mine with my example. So you just overlap it where the holes are. You take the brad, you put it in, flip it around to the back, and you you separate these two and you flatten them down so that now his leg is there, it's attached, but it can move. Then you take his other leg and you do the same thing with another brad. Again, making sure his feet are going the right direction. You don't want him to be uncomfortable. All right, and then you pull these apart. And then you flatten them out. And then his legs are attached. Then you need to do his arms as well. And I'm making sure it matches my example, so what we would think of as his thumb is going the right direction. So you put the brads in here, flip him over, separate them. There you have the top part. And one more. Aren't you glad, boys and girls, you have an example to look at? Doesn't that help? So you can see well. There you go. Flip it over. Open it up. And there you have your liquid measure man, your measurement man, your robot measurement man. So students watching, now you can put them on your refrigerator, and now you can help your parents know how many cups are in a pint, how many pints are in a quart, and quarts in a gallon. So enjoy finishing your art project.